words that Hawaiians used to say before going on canoe voyages to signal that they were ready and unified. So it's good that we're unified now for the rest of our canoe voyage, which will take us about 10 to 15 minutes throughout the cultural center here today. But I want to say a big welcome to the Polynesian Cultural Center and welcome to my canoe. My name is Captain Rory. I come all the way from Australia. 17 hours this morning just for you guys. Okay? But more important than me today is our canoe. Our canoe today is named Arataki Mai. Can you guys say that?
Arataki Mai.
I didn't think so, but thank you for trying. But that is the translation of lead me in the Cook Island language. So I lived in the Cook Islands for a year and a bit of my life, changed every year since. And so hopefully, as we go throughout the time in the center today and on the islands, there will be something that changes your life as well that you'll be able to take home with you. But in case we do run into any problems either with myself or with Arataki Mai today, please take a quick look to the left and to the right. Choose your favorite side because that will be your emergency exit. Does anyone else not know how to swim? All the group of us? Alright. For those of you that do know how to swim, please don't leave us behind. It gets lonely and cold in the 2 feet deep water. Alright. Well, here in the Cultural Center, we have 7 different islands represented from Polynesia. But Polynesia is actually made up of over 1,000 islands, covering 17 million square miles in a triangular shape in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. All of these islands were connected and linked back in the day, and even today, by canoes. Well, we have the canoes here in the center. Also, apparently, people like them for some reason. But our first island that we have is here on our right, the island of Samoa, with their greeting word Talofa. Alright, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. Talofa!
Talofa.
Oh,
Bridge.
you try to take it back. That's what matters, yeah? Trying. Alright. Does Talofa sound familiar to any other words that we've already said on the canoe today? Aloha! Yes! Does anyone know why? Yeah, they're both greetings, and Samoa is actually the closest group of islands to where we are today here in Hawaii. Only 2,600 miles away. So at the end of my canoe tour, I'll drop you guys off. You guys can start on the 5-week voyage there. And at the end of my shift, I'll enjoy my 6-hour flight to catch up. Okay? But that is the closest group of islands. The furthest group of islands is this island here on our right with our warrior sitting there in the front. Let's try read that sign all together on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh, good job, guys. Good job. If that was a bit hard to pronounce, you can also say another word. Just repeat after me. New Zealand. Oh, New Zealand. By Aotearoa and New Zealand. The furthest group of islands from where we are today, 46 to 4,800 miles. Forms the bottom point on the Polynesian triangle. Another point on that triangle is this island here to our left. The island of Rapa Nui. Has anyone heard of Rapa Nui before? Some of us? How about Easter Island? Yeah, so Rapa Nui and Easter Islands, the same place. About 2,400 miles off the western coast of South America. Forms another point on the triangle, and then the top of the triangle is the Hawaiian Islands where we are today. So everything that you're going to see today comes from somewhere inside those islands. But these islands are populated all by the Polynesians who share the same ancestors. They traveled to these islands using different wayfinding techniques or means of using nature to navigate and find direction throughout the vast Pacific Ocean, finding new islands and populating them as they went. Now, some of these islands received their names by the way that they were discovered using wayfinding techniques. For example, Aotearoa actually translates over to long white cloud. Does anyone want to guess what they used to find that island?
What's that?
A long white cloud.
Yeah, long white cloud. Good guess.
Oh.
There's actually two brothers that come from Ireland that we'll see later in our tour that discovered the islands of Aotearoa.
Oh, look at that long
But
boat.
here in this part of our tour, you can see many different types of canoes that all serve different purposes in Polynesia. For example, on our left, we have the island kingdom of Tonga. Everyone say Malolele!
Malolele! Malolele!
See, they are friendly enough that you can go to them next time instead of me, and then you can paddle your own canoe. Okay? That canoe over there is called a pōpau, traditionally used for fishing. On our right, we have a different canoe in the islands of Aotearoa still. This one here is called a wakatawa. Can everyone say wakatawa? Beautiful. That there is a war canoe. Does anyone want to guess how many warriors we would be able to fit inside?
70?
Oh,
50?
maybe. Depends on whereabouts they come from. But these are big Maori Polynesian warriors, so we can fit about 30 to 40 in there.
Pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Whereabouts are you from, Auntie? Oh, I think we could fit 60 Filipino warriors in there, maybe.
I think more.
My brother, he's living in Antipolo at the moment. And he's a little bit taller than me, and he says that every house he goes into, he has to like nod his head just so he doesn't hit the door. Yeah. Alright. The next island that we're coming across is here on our left, the islands of Fiji. Everyone say, Pula Vinaka! Yeah, we have coconuts up here in the trees. We also have some fresh Fiji water in the lagoon next to us. So take out your water bottles and fill them up. It's cheaper than at the shop. Now the Fijian Islands are actually located on the western edge of the Polynesian Triangle, bordering on Melanesia. And as you saw, there was a nice long line there in the island of Fiji today. That line is there so that people can go get tribal tattoos. Who wants to get a tattoo? Awesome. Alright, so there's 5 different options. So I'll have you put up your hand when I call out the option that you want. So I'll read the options out and then I'll get our hands up, okay? The first option is Chief. Then we have Queen, Warrior, Princess, and Navigator, okay? So who wants to get the Chief tattoo? No one wants to be Chief? How about the Princess? Yeah, there we go. We got some princesses. Warrior? Warrior! How about the Queen? Oh, and then my favorite, the Navigator. Yeah. Don't worry, there's 2 of us that have the Navigator one, so we'll be okay. If we get lost, we'll still know where we're going. Alright. Now, something else that's interesting about canoes, it was canoes that actually brought all of these plants here to the islands as well. So does anyone know which one of these is a banana tree? Yeah, we've got bananas everywhere. Fun fact, guys, bananas do not grow in the shop. They grow here, and if I don't eat them before they're ready, it means they make it to the shop where you can go buy them. Okay? How about this fruit over here on this tree to the left? Yeah. Kulu, breadfruit, kuru, same thing. Very starchy plants. I don't know why they call it a fruit. Another starch we have is over here on the right. This one here down to the ground. Does anyone know which one that one is? That one there is cassava. Cassava, tapioca, manioca. Yeah, we do have lots of taro and other plants throughout the center as well. Just not here in my village for you to point at it. Now that there is another starchy plant where your tapioca pudding, as well as the pearls for your boba drinks comes from, okay? Do we have any questions so far?
No.
No? Good, keep it that way. Alright. As we come around this corner, not this one's the bad luck bridge, but that next one there is the good luck bridge. So I'm going to invite you all to reach up and touch the bridge. 1 hand for 3 days, 2 hands for 10 days. Okay?
About 3 hands.
Yeah. There we go. One thing I forgot to mention though is all of that good luck just goes to me, not to you guys. Oh, sorry about that. But I have an exam next week, so I need it.
What are you studying?
I'm studying business and then I'm minoring in psychology. Business is fun, psychology is fun. That drumming over there on our left was in the islands of Fiji as well. You can come here later today, watch their shows about migration. So Fiji is believed to be the longest populated group of islands here in Polynesia, going back about 10 to 20,000 years. Most of the other islands are about 5,000 years down to the most recent being the islands of Hawaii and Aotearoa, having people on them for about 1,500 to 2,000 years. Okay? But Fiji, they've got a lot of stories about migration, especially in the early days of Polynesia, because that's where a lot of it began. Now here, the last two islands that we have on our tour are on our right and on our left. On the right, we have the islands of Hawaii, where the greeting word is
Aloha.
beautiful. And then across the lagoon on our left, we have the islands of Tahiti and French Polynesia. Can everyone say Yaurana?
Ohana.
Now, Tahiti is actually the capital of French Polynesia. So if you speak French, you can go there and show off as well. I do not speak French, so I will not show off. Okay. Now here, it is a very close relation between these two islands because there was a group of people from French Polynesia that traveled north and discovered the Hawaiian Islands where we are today. There was also two brothers from Tahiti that traveled south and discovered Aotearoa. So we can see the canoes. That is the way that these islands were discovered, the way that knowledge was shared, and the way that the people were the islands were populated. And you can see over there on our right, in the island of Hawaii, some people getting some hula lessons. Now hula, although it is a dance, back in the day it was actually a way of preserving stories and knowledge. Because there was no written language, most of the information and stories we passed on using chants and forms of art such as carving and dance. So when you go there to Hawaii today, you can learn a story about a family. And remember it so you can go home and tell your friends as well, okay? This bridge here will be our last bridge, also known as our customer satisfaction bridge. If you've enjoyed the tour, please touch the bridge. And if not, stand up now and tell me why. I've got a really long stick.
Me too.
Alright. As we come into the landing, I invite you to please look around you, collect your personal belongings. Because anything you leave behind will end up on Facebook Marketplace. But otherwise, I want to say a big thank you to you all for joining us here on the canoe tour today. I hope you've learned something and find something that will help you to take home, apply to your life if you're going through